push the red button.
Never ever push the red button.
I thought it was already going.
The one in the middle is.
Yeah.
How they all
Yeah.
We all
Cool,
live.
man. I hope the camera's getting my good side here.
You mean straight
getting-
on?
Well, you know, I got a fat side, and then
It's getting all sides.
I'm just kidding.
I'll get you.
Yeah.
I'll get you in post production, man. I'll make sure you look good.
No, it's all
Yeah,
right.
I got you.
I want to look normal. I always say I'm a regular guy. Just a regular old guy.
Fucking Major Danny Cruz. What's
Hey.
Major Danny Cruz.
what's major ranking? I always wonder like rankings.
Well, you just moved up, right?
Yeah, I was captain. Now I'm a major. Yeah.
Yeah. So captain, major.
Lieutenant.
What is it?
Where's
Lieutenant Colonel, then Colonel.
So
then
when can we
General.
call you Lieutenant Dan?
No, that happened a long time ago. like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah, I'll
damn
get this up just a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was wondering when we can call you Lieutenant
Man,
Dan. I don't know the rankings.
What branch are you in?
Air Force.
Air Force.
United States Air Force.
Because each branch has different, like, Navy
Right,
has
yeah.
admirals and.
Yeah, I didn't know how that goes either.
I think the Navy's the only different one. Army, Air Force, and Marines are pretty much the same.
Okay, so you started like
officer-wise.
private.
So you have enlisted ranks and officers. That's what I'm saying. Like the officer ranks are about the same.
That's what that means. So like an enlisted rank is like you're an E4 or E5. Like that means enlisted 4. Okay.
Yeah, enlisted. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then you got officers.
So my granddaddy, who was like my step granddaddy, was in the Air Force as well. He was Lieutenant Colonel. So how high up is that?
That's the next rank for me.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
he was up there. I remember one time because he died when I was kind of young. He died when I was probably 20, 21. But I was had a conversation one time when I was probably like 12, and I was like, "Grandpa, you ever kill somebody?" He was in the military. I didn't know he was in the Air Force. I was like, "You ever kill somebody?" And he was like, "I probably killed a lot of people." I was like, "Well, what does that mean?" He's like, "I dropped a lot of bombs in Vietnam." I was like, "I probably killed a lot of people." I was like, "Damn, Pop, that's fucked up."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of my granddads, my granddad on my dad's side was in the Navy. He was a submariner, which that shit's crazy.
Yeah, fuck that idea.
Because back in, I guess probably 60s, 70s, I would say, he was in a submarine. So, like, they weren't as big and extravagant as they are now, which I'm sure it still kind of sucks, but nobody as big as me could be in no fucking submarine
Well,
back
how
then.
big are submarines? Are
Well, have you ever been inside a sub?
No.
That's what I'm
Really?
asking.
None of you guys?
Are they like
Oh.
the size of a cruise ship or
So
anything?
you know there's a sub at Patriots Point. That
Yeah.
you can
Right.
go inside.
Is it
That's what I'm
I forget what it's
saying.
called.
Claymore or something like that?
So
It's got some funny
my
names. So if you wanted to go see what being in a submarine's like, you can go to that one. It's just
Really?
like it. Yeah.
is it an older one? Mad old? It's like retired, right? Like it doesn't. do
Yeah, it's
shit no
retired, but it's a museum.
more. Okay.
And you guys might want to go see it because I guess it's like it's so old and it's been sitting there for a long time. They've been talking about like they're gonna have to remove it pretty soon, and they don't know what to do with it, so they'll probably go like sink it somewhere. It'll be
What?
like a reef. Yeah, that's what they do with a lot of ships, Navy ships and stuff like
They
that.
just put them at the bottom of the ocean.
If they can't sell it for scrap, yeah.
Why would you sell something so historical for scrap?
I mean,
guess
they'll-
it makes more
they'll-
sense than
they'll
to just
keep
sink
a
it at the bottom of
couple.
the
I mean,
ocean.
if you have a lot of like, let's say they have like 20 subs, like the same class of sub, and one's a museum already. Well, you don't need 19 of them to be museums. They'll like either make them a reef or sell them for scrap. Yeah.
So I know that they hold events and shit on there. Like you can get married or have like a banquet or some shit on these things, something like that. Because my son
Yeah.
and his girlfriend, they was in the service business for a while, and they said that they would have to work that thing,
Really?
like serving people food and shit. I never been there, but I hear good.
Never
things.
been in Patriots Point? Really?
I played golf at Patriots Point. I never been
But
to
you're
something.
from here. You should go, man. It's cool.
Dude, I take Charleston so for granted, dude. I really do. I'm born and raised here, and I'd take advantage of what Charleston has to offer because I don't like the beach.
I
don't
think
fuck-
I've
Really?
been to
You-
the
you don't like the
Yorktown when I
beach?
was younger.
What?
I don't like salt water. I don't like water. Period.
What? You were out on the boat the other day,
I had
man.
a good time.
Yeah?
That was fun. But normally, I don't fuck with salt water. I don't fuck with the
Really?
ocean. Really, I don't fuck with the
Oh,
ocean.
what?
Ocean.
The
He's scared
ocean.
of whales. I'm like, bro, you gotta go like
I'm
40
very-
miles out to
Dude,
even
I am.
see a whale.
I'm definitely afraid. Like killer whales. Like that's a serious
But
fear.
we're out on the water on the boat the other day.
There weren't no whales nearby.
Were you like
though.
on edge? It was like, oh, sharks are against me.
Yeah. I am very
I don't
afraid of
even
sharks,
think
too.
there's orcas on in the Atlantic Ocean.
Probably not,
I think
but
you gotta
dude.
go like Pacific. Like
Yeah, I think they like cold water, right?
That's why we don't see none on Cruz.
you ain't gonna see a killer
I'll tell you
whale.
what, man. I don't
in
go to
the
the beach
Bahamas.
anymore. I hate people. So I hate being around people, and you can't drink at the beach anymore. So,
Yeah.
but that's why I got a boat, man. I go out on a sandbar, and
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
fun,
like,
man.
I'm out there drinking.
That's
and,
the way to go.
yeah,
Yeah,
looking
that's
at other people. It's like, hey, you're at the beach. You can't
It
drink.
is. It is kind of. I always wondered that. It's so shitty. Like, how can you own the beach and tell people what they can and can't do on the beach?
Other people messed it up for us, man.
Yeah.
I think,
We were
That
just
shit's
talking about
crazy
this.
though.
We were
Yeah.
just talking about this because there was a time where Folly Beach was a real it was turning into a shithole because of all the glass. Like people bringing bottles of beer to the beach
Yeah.
and leaving that shit. Like somebody took a picture and put it in the newspaper, I believe. And it was like, look at all this shit that happened from just a regular Saturday. It wasn't like a holiday or nothing. It was just a regular Saturday. And Sunday morning they wake up and there's all this trash on the beach. So that's why like the tickets are so steep
Yeah.
if you drink beer at the beach. Because think
I
about
know,
it, dude.
but
You
have
bring
you
your
ever
kids to
seen
the
the
beach and get all
movies?
fucked
Like,
up.
I've always dreamed and wanted to like go to the beach. I guess it's in California type beaches, but I've always wanted to go to the beach and where they dig out a big hole and they
Oh,
make it
yeah, they
look
make
like
like
a
a-
bench.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then they
that'd be dope.
fucking put a fire in the middle of it, and everybody sits around the
would be cool.
bonfire.
Oh,
Somebody's
yeah.
got an acoustic guitar.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just like, you'll never experience that in Charleston.
Have you seen that shit where they dig like they'll have like a body of water and connected like there's a piece of land separating the body of water from the ocean and they'll dig a trench and then it eventually erode itself away to where it creates like great surfing
Hey,
waves.
you know about you just mentioned like you're talking about camping on the beach. You know you can do that in South Carolina in Capers Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you guys know where Capers is?
I've heard of it.
That's
I
like,
never know.
Like,
up
can-
near Hilton Head and shit?
No. Can you pull up a map?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
is it too early or it's
No.
it's literally right like you have to boat to get
Google
there.
Capers Island, Jeff. Capers Island,
It's,
South Carolina.
It's north of Owl Palms, but it's
Far ride?
on a boat. It's probably like 20 minutes away. You have to get there by
shit.
boat though. But that's when you go there. There's nobody there. It's a whole island. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
And you can camp there. You can have fires on the beaches and whatever. Yeah. So there you go. There's the map. So you got Charleston downtown. There's Owl Palms. So zoom in a little bit more. Come up.
We
it's
did a
right there.
geography lesson about places that we live. We
Yeah.
live here.
So
This is
it's
20
pretty
minutes
much that,
away.
it's that big island right there. Yeah, there you go. That's Capers.
Damn.
I never knew
Yeah.
that.
So that's if you turn on, I don't know if you can turn on like the
The layers.
the actual
layers.
aerial view. That's those two are like preserves and whatever. Nobody can go out there and build and stuff. So you can go out there and camp.
Oh, shit.
You can build a fire.
I've
It's
heard
a,
of capers
yeah,
and
it's
shit, but I just ain't.
It's a whole beach and there's
Is that it?
Yeah, there's nothing
What?
around it, man. It's completely there's nothing. If you want to
That's
be
pretty.
disconnected.
What? That's dope.
Yeah, I mean,
There you go,
can-
There's a
motherfucker.
camper.
Yeah.
We camping out.
You can camp on the beach, fire, whatever if you want.
You know what they
you-
say about sex while camping, right?
What's that?
It's fucking
intense.
intense. It's fucking intense.
So that I love going out there. I mean, but Charleston's so crowded nowadays. Just,
Yeah, dude.
you know,
Try to get to
just-
Sumter Island on a Saturday morning. Or Sumter
Yeah.
Beach on a Saturday morning.
Shoot right there.
There he
Yeah,
is.
there you
It's
go.
Major Danny Cruz.
No, that's not
That's
me,
his
but
good
I wish.
side.
Yeah, that's good side. No, but it's beautiful out there. I mean, there's so many people down here, and the cool thing about it is like, I can just get on the water boat, and go out there. There's nobody for miles. It's just me and my boat, my thoughts.
I took
it's
a
great.
poll from people sleeping in tents.
Yeah.
They were fucking pissed
Why? Why is that? They're uncomfortable.
because it fell down.
Oh, it fell down.
I took a okay. God damn it. I can't believe I didn't get that. What are we drinking, man? What is
Anyway,
That's
do you say
fucking
this?
straight from Colombia.
this? How do you say this, yo? What's it called?
aguardiente.
Agora. Hold on. I
It's-
think
it-
I
it-
could get it.
it-
You got to get the little.
It translates to fire water.
Fire
water. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Agora.
Pretty good, too, man.
Agua.
Agua ardiente.
Agua diente.
Yeah.
What? Did I say it kind of right? All right.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough.
We used to
Cero tu sanarisa.
We used to work with Mexicans, man. And at one point, I was actually getting kind of hip to the language, man, because I worked with a dude named Mario.
But
Shout out Mario.
hold on, I just want to confirm. I'm not Mexican.
I worked with some people who
Hey,
spoke Spanish.
a lot of white guys think like Colombia is like a state of Mexico or something like that.
Nah.
everybody else south of the border, it's like its own country, and you're just in a little state.
Yeah,
that big country that's Mexico or whatever.
Well,
and that's
we
not
learned
correct.
that, man, when, like you said, we worked with people from Tequila, Mexico to Guatemala, and like it's weird because them boys will argue over some shit. Like that's not how you say that. Like
Yeah, it is
You
weird
know what I mean?
to hear the different dialects.
like when you
get into
hear
it.
somebody from South America and then somebody that speaks Spanish from South America and then somebody that speaks Spanish from like Mexico is
Yeah. Well, my
Similar, but
my family's
different.
from Puerto Rico, so like shout out Sasha, but she's like she's like her mom doesn't speak to me in English. Like my aunt Martha doesn't speak to me in English. Look at this motherfucker.
Shout out to Sasha.
Salud.
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 Yeah, but she says the same shit. It's like she's bilingual as hell, but it fucks with her to speak to Mexicans because like it's just different. It's literally just different slangs.
Well, we act like it's like hard to understand, but I was just watching a TikTok earlier, and people in North Carolina call chicken and dumplings chicken and pastry.
Never heard of that.
Never heard of that in my fucking life.
Never heard of that.
I was like, that's because they showed a picture and it's like, what do you call this? I'm like, that's chicken and dumplings.
No.
They're like, no, this is chicken and pastry. And like, I think that's what happens with Spanish. You know what I'm saying? If you're from a certain part of the world and you speak this dialect of Spanish, you call something. Because I remember, what was it? Like, chinga tu madre. Like,
Fuck your mother.
yeah, but
Fuck your whore
but
mother.
certain Spanish speaking people think of it like we think of it, like shut up, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But if you say it to this, like this guy, he's like mad. He's ready to fucking fight. Like that's like a really super. That's like the worst thing you could say to him. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you gotta fucking learn that shit. You better learn it because them.
Hey, you know, it's not too different from like English and American people. Like I always get like white folks saying like, "Hey, how can you tell this and that?" Just like you're saying, it's different cuss words and whatever. It's no different than like a person from New York to like Upper Michigan to California, Iowa. Like you
Right.
got different dialects and different things and all that. So it's
you
not that much different.
No,
You spend
it's
a
not.
lot of time in Mississippi, so I'm sure you hear like that real southern
It's
drawl.
I would
fucking-
say it's pretty much the same, man. You get outside of Charleston, South Carolina is just like Mississippi.
Yeah.
But I'm
It's
sure,
the same
but
thing, man.
people that come here that interact with like so like people know like about you go to Louisiana, right?
Louisiana's a little different, yeah.
Yeah, right. They speak that all that
Yeah,
weird shit.
yeah.
But you come to Charleston where them boys really about that Gullah Geechee shit,
Yeah.
and if you ain't
Different.
from here, you can't understand that
Yeah.
shit.
Nah,
like
yeah.
it's just
For
that's
sure.
just different. It's English.
Well, I mean,
But it's just-
both of you guys are from Charleston. Like when
Yeah.
you say you have Charleston and you have the rest of the state, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Because
right.
anywhere I go, when I say I'm from South Carolina, people are like, "You from South Carolina? Why?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk like this then? You know, you from fucking South Carolina, right?"
I've always said that's the one question I get asked the most in life is like, "You ain't from here."
Yeah,
are you?"
people always like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "You from Atlanta?" That's what they try to pinpoint. Like, "What you from Atlanta?" But it's the same thing. Like if you go to Charlotte,
Yeah.
in the city, like they kind of talk like us. But you go outside of Charlotte, them motherfuckers like, "Our damn NASCAR's coming down here
Yeah,
down San
dude.
fucking Sunday, bo. You better get your shit together."
NASCAR was the thing. Up there.
Oh, up in North
Oh,
Carolina, they
God.
fuck
Yeah,
with NASCAR
so-
heavy.
I always get.
It'll never
I
die
always
there.
get New York. Like everybody thinks I'm from New York.
Yeah,
it's-
but that's because you're
yeah,
Italian.
well,
That's the
it's-
Italian
yeah,
roots.
Sort of
It's
whatever.
like,
But,
man, forget about it.
but like really, what it is like
It's
only
the name. It's the name. Like,
the name is super
Yeah.
super New York. But like really, what it is like my mom's family is from Kentucky, right? We've talked about this. Put them in an outhouse, Frankie. That's fucking hilarious. But like I didn't grow up around my mom's family because they're all in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And my family from New York is all here. Well, most of them were here. So that's where I grew up around. If I'd have grew up around my people from Kentucky, like I literally had an uncle. His name was Uncle Peck. And if you guys have seen the movie Waterboy, the Waterboy, that guy, I swear on everything I own, I have an Uncle Peck that speaks like that.
really,
Yeah.
that's awesome. In
For
Kentucky,
In
Did
Kentucky.
Kentucky speak like
Well,
that?
he's
That's
dead now, but like when I used to go, I've been there like 4 times in my life, like in my entire life, and every time I've been there, I can't understand a fucking word Peck says because he's just nothing,
That's funny.
nothing, dude. My mom understands it like She's like my little translator. She said he said he has 2 dogs in the backyard if you want to go play with the dogs.
Yeah, you can figure that shit out. Well, I know, like, we was talking about the Colombian liquor you got on the Colombian shirt. Like, what was it like? Like, first of all, when did you come from Colombia to here?
When I was 10 years old.
10 years old. So you actually had a little bit of time in Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grew up there in the capital, Bogota. Yeah, it's crazy, but
Yeah. I mean, I guess, like, you see, we're ignorant about where we live. We don't even know you can camp on Capers
I
Island.
don't even know where Capers Island is.
All the fuck we
20 minutes
know,
away.
all I know about Colombia is fucking cocaine.
Cocaine.
Yeah, I've heard it
and
all,
all the
man.
bad
I'll
shit,
tell you when you
but-
come up with a good thing. But going back to the whole Charleston thing, like I was kind of like that. So when I moved to the United States, I came to South Carolina. Do you guys know where Rock Hill is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
right
go
below
there quite
Charlotte,
often.
like, it's pretty much Charlotte. I used to tell people, 4 Mill High School is when I went to school.
Okay.
Grew up there, so it's, that whole thing about NASCAR, a big deal over there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but I've lived in South Carolina my whole life. Moved down to the Low Country in 2007, and I was kind of sleeping on it too, like, until I left. I left Charleston to go to flight school in Alabama in 2012, and I was like, man, that's when I realized it's like Charleston's awesome, man. I miss it. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. Everybody, Lower Alabama, it was terrible. So, but back to the Columbia thing. It's I grew up in the capital. It's a big city. It's just a regular big city. I would compare it maybe to not as big as Atlanta, maybe like a Nashville or something like that. It's got like tall buildings and everything. But the whole thing about like all you heard is from Coke and stuff like that. Dude, I mean, we can't help it, but
Hey, that's how they make it. It grows down there.
Yeah.
It should just grow like that.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's everything's comparable to other, like
Yeah.
you've got big cities, and then you've got what do they call them down in? Is it favelas or whatever in Colombia? Is that what they call them? Like like the projects in Colombia, like where it's real bad.
Yeah.
Is it the favelas or the?
No, you're thinking of Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we have lots of names for stuff like that in Colombia. Man, I'm forgetting Spanish. I can't even think of it right now. But
there's
So I'm
like-
over
there's
here
like- there's
speaking
like-
Portuguese.
Yeah.
and
There's like
shit.
literal villages down there where people
Yeah.
live in like real slums.
oh
like,
yeah, like okay. So now I remember the name is Cartucho, which means like cardboard. So it's a cardboard houses. Like there's
Oh,
cardboard, not towns, but like little sections of the city where like a bunch of people live in cardboards. But
You know what's weird about Charleston is I meet a bunch of people from Charleston or that aren't from Charleston that come here and they never leave, or people who are from here leave, move away for a job or whatever opportunity. They always come back. Like Charleston, like we knew a dude named we used to work with. Remember the dude all the time, Scott, my man Scott. He came here from Tennessee, from Knoxville, I believe.
Yeah, Knoxville.
And he was like, dude, we fell in love with the food. Like, there's so much food and there's so much culture here in Charleston, man. You're right near the beach that we take advantage of, but there's like so much cool shit to see here that we just like, there's no reason to leave. I know it's like a tourist city. We get a lot of shit from, a lot of tourism here and shit, but a lot of people that move here, like, shit, my family's a fucking prime example of it. My family moved down here in the 70s and never left.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I never left. I like it
fucking
down
awesome.
here.
it's
you
a
know?
beautiful
It's
place,
hot.
man. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the humidity. Like even like on days like today, when it's like very humid,
Especially
very
when you got a
hot.
boat on Capers Island, right?
Yeah, man. But I've been in the other places where it's like dry, it's cold.
Yeah.
So what's the heat like in Arizona? You been to Arizona?
Um,
Or anywhere
no,
near?
but close enough. Yeah, it's just dry heat, man.
See, I've always heard like we knew some dude from Mexico. They were like, it's hot in Mexico, but here is like a different.
Yeah, I've been-
that
I've been
wet
to-
heat.
when
Because
I
it's
was
the
in-
water, the humidity.
Yeah,
humidity
They
is
said
like hot. so it
that wet
touches it.
hot is a different
Yeah.
hot, dude.
It is.
That's
That's why I
why.
was telling you when I went to Vegas, bro. It was like, I think it was 120 degrees, just the temperature, but it didn't feel nothing like like you could feel like when you breathe, it was just dry. Your skin felt dry, like it was dry, but it's not like here where you walk outside and within 2 minutes you're sweating your fucking ass off.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
I love it down here. The humidity, it's
What is
great.
playing? You hear that? I think it's her TV in there. or
Oh,
something.
Mimi in there,
Yeah.
cutting up, watching
Yeah.
that live
Okay.
BD.
Fucking Navajo. Navajo.
So I was talking, dude. Did you know that they're filming the first 48 here now in Charleston?
First 48.
Yeah, you heard the first 48,
Oh,
right?
like the crime show.
Yeah.
No way. Oh man.
Dude, so I was talking to this security guard the other night, and he was like, "Yeah, they're filming the first 48 here." I was like, "In Charleston?" He's like, "In North Charleston." I was like, "Damn, for real?"
When did that start?
It's not airing yet. They're just recording. You know how that shit goes.
Oh,
They gotta like
shit.
get some content together,
Yeah.
and then they'll start putting shit out. But I was like, "Yeah, man, they're filming the first 48 here."
I'll tell you what, man. I live in Charleston. I lived at in Park Circle a long time ago, and dude, I never had any issues with anybody. I never locked my car. Nobody ever broke into it.
That's
it was great,
wild.
dude.
You're a lucky son
Yeah,
of a bitch,
no, but
because-
I guess I just like never had a problem with it. And then after that, I moved to James Island, and my car got broken into. I was like, damn, I got to move up. And
well, what year did you live in Park Circle?
in 2014, about 10
Oh
years
yeah,
ago.
it was on the up.
But
at that
it
point.
was still like kind of like like I would see like
Yeah.
weird looking people all the time, like homeless dudes and whatever.
But
and
you
that's-
don't shit where you eat. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's what people don't realize. Like if you're like visiting North Charleston
Oh,
or you just
interesting.
go there for the day, like then
Yeah.
you might get fucked with. But if you live there, like people come to like our neighborhood always 2 in the fucking morning. People's ring doors, like somebody. They just drive through a nicer neighborhood and like, yeah, let's just pull doors. Let's pull
they,
doors.
They
Oh,
think
wow.
money's here. They think there's money here.
Yeah,
Come
but the
on,
same
ain't no
thing,
money
like he
there.
say, move to James Island. It's like, yeah, because they just ride through. But when you're in the hood, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck you gonna rob somebody in the
I don't
hood
know,
for?
man. I lived in the hood and I got robbed.
Hey, listen,
Well,
Bull.
Not
here's-
robbed,
You
but
can't be stunting though. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
You
it
can't-
was a Buick LeSabre. They broke the littlest window on the fucking
Yeah,
car
but
to
you
steal my
pulling in,
shit. Probably. Because that's the only thing they stole was my damn speakers, dude.
So how big is football? How big is soccer in Colombia? Like
It's
I always see like videos and like it's like in England it's big too, you know, like they have like
the biggest
gangs
sport in the
behind
world, dude.
Manchester United and like these guys fight in the pubs and shit. Like
it's different, man.
Is it?
It's life. Like you can't when the national team is playing. Good luck finding a cab, a bus, a store open. You know, if you find let's say you need something, but hey, you want this guy to drive you around. Cab driver might be like driving while like got a little TV and watching like and whatever. They can multitask. It's
y'all have a
crazy.
good team now?
It's okay, man. I
Yeah.
let it. I don't want to say
Have
we always choke.
have y'all won the World Cup before?
No, never. That
Y'all got close a few years ago, right?
Yeah,
y'all
like,
made it to like
in
the
2014. Yeah, and
I feel like y'all were like right on the cusp of
quarterfinals. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah,
it
I
was,
remember that.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, but I was in Colombia when that whole thing happened. And, I mean, it's like a national holiday when like the team wins. Like party, people are on the street.
Yeah.
It's
Nobody's
crazy,
going to
man.
work.
Nobody's going to work. Like the whole
we'll crush
country.
the coca leaves tomorrow, motherfucker.
No, but listen, but it's crazy. Like there's like gorillas and over there in the jungles, like leftist gorillas, and they're always fighting the government. I'm like, there's no fighting. They might even go drink with each
Oh,
other. It's
that's
crazy,
cool,
dude. I
man.
mean, it's like the whole country stops.
Yeah.
like nothing
Well,
happens.
We know a girl that goes to Georgia, University of Georgia. She works with us now, right? And she was telling us that on game days, it sounds very similar to what you're talking about. She's like, on game days, forget it. You're not going nowhere.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
I would say because I've been to a game day in Alabama, roll tide. But
Well, you can't say the L. You gotta say road tide.
Road
roll
tide.
tide.
Road tide.
No, but yeah, just imagine the whole country's like that.
That's
you know?
wild, dude.
Damn.
Yeah,
See, like-
everybody's on the street, everybody's drinking, and yeah, and it's actually kind of funny. I maybe a couple years ago, I was downtown. There's a little Colombian group here in Charleston. Colombians in Charleston, it's like 100 of us. And when the national team plays, we'll try to get together. So we were getting together. And somebody was like, "Hey, we're gonna meet at South End Brewery." I don't know if you guys remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like on East Bay. It's not.
No, I know
It's
what you're
called
talking
something
about.
else in it. But hey, we're gonna meet there. Let's watch the game. I talked to the manager. The game's gonna be on the TV screen. Like 100 of us showed up, dude. It's like people trying to have like their Sunday dinner over there, sitting down. There's like 100 Colombians standing, screaming and yelling. And I snuck in a bottle just like this one.
Yeah.
And I was like, every time they scored, like I had mini shot glasses. I was like passing the bottle around. And eventually, like the bartender, who's like, "Hey, you guys need to get out of here with that bottle," but we ended up staying. But yeah,
I was
it's
in a-
such a Colombian thing to do. It's like to sneak in booze and you know, when you're not supposed to and whatever.
I thought that was American. I thought that was a Goose Creek thing.
We're sneaking in the booze and passing around, man. This is downtown.
We call that shit
establishment.
boot liquor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what up,
was
Jeffrey?
We went to
Colombian and me.
he's
there
Colombian.
That's why we call him El Jefe.
Yeah, that's why we call him El Jefe. That's El Jefe. We went to a fucking Blake Shelton concert, dude, and we all dressed up as cowboys and shit
Nice.
to go. And we're literally backs against the wall in the nose.
Coliseum.
Yeah,
We'll wait a fuck.
it
up
ain't
there.
even. It's the ear bleed section. Like, you're past the nosebleed section. We're fucking way up there.
Still great.
Yeah, yeah, it was. But Jeff's sitting next to me, and he was like, "You want a shot?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I want a shot." He hands me this bottle of Fireball, dude. I take it. It is body temperature. You know what I'm saying?
98.6.
98.6, dude. I was like, I spit a little bit out. I was like, where the fuck do you get this? He was like, I had it in my boot. I was like, no. Ever since then, I call it boot liquor.
That's funny.
Dude, I was in a gas station in Monk's Corner one time, and I don't know any of the rules to cricket, the game cricket.
Yeah.
I don't know either, man.
But
I don't
apparently-
even know the rules to baseball.
Well, apparently that's a big sport too around the world. I know soccer's like I
Yeah.
think the most played sport in the world, but I
Yeah.
think
Well,
cricket's
cricket-
up there too.
No, cricket's up there because India has like
They were-
fucking a billion people.
They were Indian. These
Yeah.
guys run the gas station. I don't know shit about cricket, but I'm in there just to buy some regular shit, a drink, a snack, or whatever the fuck. I'm trying to get the fuck up out of there. And the guys are talking to me like this. He's like, yeah, cool, whatever. They're watching the TV. Some cricket shit's happening. I don't know what happened, but there were three of them. These motherfuckers come unglued, bro. I'm talking like throwing sausages in the air, losing their fucking mind. Something. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? What's going on, dude? But it must have been a home run or a grand slam.
I don't know
or
what they call it in
I
cricket.
don't know what they call it, but I did a little bit of research. It's called the pitcher is called a bowler. You have
Yeah.
to look this shit up.
No, I've
They're
looked
called
into
a
it.
bowler. Like they throw the ball.
Even looking into it, you can't understand it.
I don't
You
understand
gotta
it.
play it to
No.
understand it. But
Well, it's like
understand
once
it.
they hit it, they don't run a bunch of bases. It's like you run back and forth as many times as you can until the pitcher gets the ball back or some shit. The bowler
yeah,
gets
I
the ball
don't-
back.
I don't
It's
understand it
crazy.
either.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's too many stuff for me to read.
Oh, cricket? Yeah.
too many rules.
Nah, see what I'm saying? Yeah.
yeah, dude. It's like
It's probably like baseball to somebody though. Like
I think it's more like
if you,
stickball.
because we grew up in America, so like football, baseball, basketball, like you're just ingrained with it. You know what I mean? And like even soccer, like soccer's, but I will say soccer's really easy to understand. You fucking.
Yep.
You
Similar
can't
to
use your
hockey.
hands. You drop the ball and you fucking, you know what I mean? Until you get into like offsides and shit.
Yeah, there's yeah.
Which I like hockey the way that they do offsides because they have lines and it's just like it's a little simpler.
Yeah.
It's like you can't cross this line until the puck crosses this line or the defender crosses this line. Like that's easier. Like soccer's a little more nuanced because it's like it's more objective, you know. It's like, oh, was he or was
Did
he
y'all see the?
not?
Did you
know
see
what
the
I mean?
video? You probably seen it because you're a soccer fan.
I played soccer growing up.
I played
so-
it too, but did you see
Yeah.
the video where the ball boy, you know, the guy when the ball goes out of bounds, the little ball boy was like responsible for a goal that like won a big game or some shit?
I didn't see
Because you
that.
know the ball goes out and somebody has to get the ball to the guy to throw it in. It's not like on some referee shit like okay now we're playing.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as you get the ball, throw it in. Well, it was an intense shit where like everybody was on one side of the field and there were like 2 or 3 people on the side of the field. The ball went out. The ball boy was quick enough on his feet to grab it, throw it in, give it to the guy, throw it in. He scored a goal, and it turned into a situation.
Yeah.
You know, a goal. The game will
They
end
don't fuck with
1-0 after 3 hours of playing, or whatever the fuck. But this kid was hailed as like a hero for like being responsible
bet.
for being
But-
on the ball.
Well,
no pun intended.
yeah, but in the World Cup, they have like a bunch of balls. Like once they kick it out, like the dude's holding a ball. He just got, you know what I'm saying? Like
That was the kid. I'm telling you, he
Yeah.
didn't catch the ball and give it to him.
No,
he was like,
he
as soon
already
as the
had
ball
a
went out,
ball.
he
He
ran up
already
to him,
had a ball,
threw
yeah.
the ball, homeboy threw it in and
yeah.
scored a
There's
goal.
no like in basketball. There's one ball. Like they
Right.
they hand it to each other. They feel it. They dribble it.
Yeah.
And we don't switch balls. But in soccer, they have like 20, 30 balls, and it's like if you kick it out into the fucking stands, they don't wait until somebody throws it back or whatever. They just give them another ball. It's like baseball. You know what I'm saying? Where the
Yeah.
pitcher's like,
The ump,
fuck this ball. Give me another ball.
ump's
You know
got
what I'm
one.
saying? It's kind of like that
Did you
shit.
play soccer?
I was really bad at it, but yeah.
Oh, I was good at soccer.
I was I
But-
scored like 2
Believe it
goals
or
my entire
not,
life.
like, Luke's gonna be deceiving. I got picked for the team, and I was like, you guys, I'm really bad. And yeah, sure enough.
You know why I was good at soccer though? Because a lot of short people play soccer, and I was fucking.
Your center of gravity. Do you understand that? Like your center of gravity is low, so
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
maneuver
for
easier.
sure. That's why. That's
Yeah.
why. But when you're 6'2" and you're a defender,
Caught a
Get
lot
the
of ball,
fuck-
caught a lot of balls in the face.
right in the face. Yeah, like, well, not just that. It's like, dude, get the fuck out of here with your little ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
Yeah.
you can shoulder to shoulder a motherfucker, and when you weigh fucking 40 pounds more than him, and you're a foot taller than him, and you're a defender, and I just kicked the shit out the ball. Like, I pushed the little guy off the ball. Like, he tried to make a run. I just push him off the ball and kick it up the field. Push him off the ball, kick him up the field.
I was a midfielder.
That's it.
I wasn't even that good.
Yeah, I mean, they put me at striker a few times because I was always a defender, but they put me at striker a few times, and I only scored one goal in my whole career because I was always
I've
a
always
defender.
scored. I scored 2, and one of them was a free kick.
Right, but there was one time I scored a goal on some bullshit. Like, I kicked it from fucking half field, and it was like in garbage time. They had their goalie out the net, and I just kicked it, and that motherfucker just like hit at the fucking, what is it, 18, rolled in, you know what I'm saying? But the one time I could have scored a legitimate goal, because we were up like 4-0 on this fucking team, and the coach was like, "Hey, where do you want to play?" I was like, "Bro, put me in striker," you know what I'm saying? I'm in the middle. Our dude crosses that shit in, the wing cross, I mean, just perfect cross. Whiffed it, dude.
You know what's
I
dope is
fucking
like if
whiffed
you're
it.
good at soccer, if you're good at kicking a soccer ball, that's like not easy to do, right? Like the corner
Yeah.
kicks and shit, that ain't easy to do.
I was
Dog, when
never
I
any
was-
good at it.
Dude, when I was coaching my
Yeah.
son, right? I hadn't played when Caden was playing soccer. I hadn't played soccer in fucking 15 years or whatever, you know. And there was Stratford's head coach was his coach, you know. And he was like, "You want to help out?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I started helping them, and then like the second week of me helping them at the practices and everything, he was like, "I want to show them how corner kicks work or whatever," you know. He was like, "Do you mind kicking some balls from the corner?" So I go up to the left corner, right?
Was you faking the funk before you showed up? You was like, "Yeah, I got it." You didn't know what you were doing. Would you like that?
I didn't know what I was doing.
Like, I'm not good at it, but I'll give it my best shot. Was it like that?
I mean, I didn't tell him I was like, I played a lot. I was like, I played when I was a kid or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I line up on this corner kick, right? I go to the left corner, so I'm right footed, so I bend one into the far corner, dude. Like none of everybody just stops, like, what the fuck, you know? Fucking bent that bitch in, and I was like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? I haven't done that in a long time, cause like a right footed kicker to kick a draw is like, that's normal or whatever. So I was like, all right, I can't be that aggressive. Like, I'm supposed to be teaching these kids, you know. So I kicked a few, whatever. And then he's like, all right, go to the other side. So then I was like, I know I can't hit a slice. You know what I'm saying? Like, right-footed kicker to bend it to the right. That's difficult. But I bent that shit like Beckham, dude, into the other corner, and I walked up. I mean, I'm still talking about it. It was
just
like
walking
a
out like
fucking
I'm done,
practice.
dude.
You
I've
talking
never
about
been able to do
practice?
that. I've never been able to do
Yeah,
that.
I can kick
I'm
the
the
shit out of a
worst.
ball.
I'm the worst. The only thing I was good at soccer was running. I had lungs.
My son was fucking phenomenal, dude. And like the coach, like this was when he was probably like 10, and the coach was like, dude, just tell him to come. Like, you know, he went to Stratford and made the team and didn't want to play. And he was getting recruited, but he likes basketball. And I was like, bro, he played every position from goalie to fucking striker. I was like, he would play goalie just because nobody else could catch. He played basketball, so he saw like all the
that makes
angles
sense.
and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he didn't like that shit.
It's an
so,
intense game, man.
yeah.
It must be intense to let an hour or 2 hours pass and the game end at 0-0.
Yeah, that's like hockey. We were watching Game 7 the other night.
I love watching. I
Motherfuckers
know,
2-1.
I know. We was talking about like Colombia, that being their national sport is soccer, but like we was talking about. I used to work with this Canadian dude, and we was talking about hockey, and he was like, I was like, "You played hockey?" He was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Damn, man, you play hockey?" He was like, "You ever played football?" I was like, "He's like, did you ever throw a football?" I was like, "Yeah, all the time." He's like, "Yeah, I've never thrown a football."
That's their
Yeah,
national sport.
I'm
crazy.
not
That's
from
their
where they
national
throw
sport.
footballs. In our
Yeah.
country, we play hockey.
That's
And
crazy.
hockey's intense. I love watching hockey.
But
I
it's,
just don't
it's
watch it
similar
that
to,
much.
to soccer, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Like, like you could have a tied game, 1-1, whatever.
yeah.
But you're on edge
Yeah,
the
it's
entire
a-
time. That's the different thing. It might seem kind of slow, but it's like you're on edge.
But
What's going to happen?
everybody's
next?
moving. It's
like
it's
foot-
constant
it's-
action.
Yeah, there you go. Like, it's not like football. You pause, and it's like, hey,
Yeah.
defense, they got to play. It's like,
No,
okay,
everything's
hit
moving.
it.
There's
It's-
barely any timeouts in
It's nonstop,
hockey.
man.
So I was
That's
dri-
what I love about soccer. When you watch the World Cup, there's not a lot of commercial breaks. Like,
yeah, that's the same
No,
thing
there
with
you
hockey.
know
isn't.
what I mean?
It's
You know what I mean?
nonstop.
It's
Yeah.
not like fucking football where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they punted, so let's go watch 5 minutes of commercials. Like,
Yeah,
nah.
got to make that money.
What is
Yeah.
field hockey? So I was driving down the road the other day, and I seen a sign that said Adult Field Hockey League
It's on skates.
in the field.
Yeah, it's like a concrete, like on an asphalt and whatever. You instead of like
No,
ice-
that's street hockey. Field hockey is you're in shoes.
It's hockey,
Oh,
but on a
really?
field
Yeah.
in shoes.
Yeah. It's
See, we was trying to figure it out. Is
it's
it like
soccer.
lacrosse?
it was on
no,
skates.
it's soccer mixed with
like roller skates. I thought it was in roller skates.
nah, that's street hockey. Field
Really?
hockey is literally
ah.
you have a stick and they use a ball instead of a puck, and you're in the field. Like, yeah, look up field hockey. That's field hockey.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. That
Yeah.
looks like it's
Dude, we should do
lacrosse.
this shit, dude.
It's literally soccer and hockey.
Dude,
mixed
we
in.
should start a- we
They
should start a
They
team.
should have called
Wow.
it soccer.
Is this really a sport? Because
That's
it
what
looks
they
like
should've
it's like
called.
college people playing.
No,
it.
it
They
is.
looked
It is.
intense, dude.
Yeah, they
Oh,
played in
wow.
college and shit.
Oh shit, let's play with them.
Yeah,
Go
man.
what? What are you doing? Where you going? Let's go play with
There you
them.
go.
dude.
That looks like
Yeah.
Why are there
that's
no
field
dudes
hockey.
playing this game, dude?
You remember back in the '90s when hockey,
Yeah, the
street
Mighty
hockey,
Ducks was popping.
Yeah, when it was popping and they had the
the,
balls.
the puck with the balls in it, little bearings or whatever.
the ball though.
Oh yeah.
Remember, it wasn't
yeah.
the puck;
I do.
it was a
I
ball.
do.
That's what they used.
Okay.
It's like a hard plastic, but it's hollow. But it's hard plastic ball. It's like a lighter. It's
Yeah.
like a real dense wiffle ball with no holes.
Well,
in
we've been having discussions at work about lacrosse. I don't know any rules of lacrosse, so I thought field hockey and lacrosse were very close.
Lacrosse is lacrosse is more
Lacrosse is-
similar to extreme frisbee.
You can't run once you have the ball.
You can run, but
really?
but there's more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like there's no dribbling or moving. You know what I mean? Like, you can run a little bit, but I don't know. There's more rules to it. Like, lacrosse is kind of similar to like you pass it and you
Right.
can take like, I think there's like so many kind of like traveling in basketball. Like, you can take so many steps.
He running like a motherfucker. What you talking about?
Right.
Well, like I said earlier, I feel like I'm a bad American because I'm like wearing the Colombian jersey. But the United States is actually like playing right now against Panama and
Soccer?
Like like on
Panama.
the American Cup, and I was actually watching the game while I was driving here, and like one of the dudes got a red car in the USA, so the USA's playing down a guy.
So what is okay?
so
So
10
somebody,
versus 11.
please, I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
USA ain't
What
got a
is the
chance
difference
anyway,
between
so
a yellow card
No,
and a
but,
red
but
card?
Panama is like a shit team, so
Yeah.
like this was supposed to be an easy win. Now, like when I was driving, the commentators was like, "Oh man, like they're tied. Like if they got to win, if not, like they're gonna be out." And
Bro,
whatever.
you're not a bad American. I was born and raised here, and I pull for Argentina every fucking time. I've always
Yeah.
loved Argentina
Yeah.
because of the colors, because I'm a UNC guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Okay,
got the
right on.
Citadel. It's
Yeah.
kind of similar.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've always pulled for Argentina. Back when they had,
Oh, it ended already. Okay.
So
Who
what does a
won?
red card mean? You're out the game?
Panama won? No.
2-1, it looked like.
No way. Ah, no. Yeah, all those folks are disappointed.
yeah,
Hey,
fucking Biden. It's Biden's fault anyway.
hey, I hate to
Trump
talk,
would have never let this shit happen. No,
I
I'm
hate
just
to talk
kidding.
about work too, but we have one of our clients. He was at the game. One of the NVR guys.
I think I heard you talking to him today.
Yeah. Greg
yeah.
Staples. He was like, "Yeah, man, I took the day off. I'm driving to Atlanta." I'm like, "Hell yeah, dude!" And he's like, "Oh, you're playing Panama. US is playing Panama. Easy game. This is gonna be great, dude." He sent me pictures of like seats. He's got like really good seats. Just lost.
Damn. Who was Argentina's guy? Like
Messi,
No,
Leon
way,
Messi.
way before Messi.
Maradona.
This
that's
was like maybe
Not- you might
late
be think-
'90s.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of the
two
guy's
most famous guys right
That's-
now are Messi and
Oh, for sure.
and
But
Maradona.
I started like in Argentina in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they had damn, I can't think of the guy's fucking name. It was around the time when Brazil had Ronaldo.
Okay.
You know, before, because now they got Ronaldinho or whatever.
Couldn't tell you
No,
one
both
soccer
of them
player
are
in my life.
retired. You're thinking about Ronaldo and Ronaldinho.
Yeah, who was
Yeah.
first? Ronaldo
It,
was the first guy before
Ronaldo was
Ronaldinho.
the first one. Ronaldinho was the second one.
Okay, yeah. So when Ronaldo was big, Argentina had this guy that I really loved. I can't remember his name. I feel bad because I fucked with him heavy.
You're not a real
But-
Argentinian.
No, but I mean, it's hard, man. There's a lot of fucking.
You're
You're talking about the world, like I mean,
David Beckham is the only one. I don't even know what position he
Have you
plays.
heard of James? That's the Colombian guy.
I like,
He's our-
yeah.
He's our best player. James.
Yeah.
You say Hamas?
It's,
No.
What the fuck?
It's-
Hey, we
it's-
Come
got
on,
the wrong
Hamas.
shut
guy.
down,
We
dog.
got the wrong
How
guy.
no, he's
So what made
it's
you go
spelled
into
James.
what made you go into the military though? I always like to, I know we've been just shooting this shit, fucking around, but
Yeah,
what
no.
made you go into the military?
It's funny, man. So in middle school, no, I'm sorry, freshman year in high school, you get. I don't know if you guys, it was the same for you guys, but you either had to pick gym or JRTC.
Oh,
I didn't even know what JRTC was, and then I had a buddy of mine, also from Colombia. He was like, "Dude, let's do JRTC, man. It's gonna be so cool." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't even know what that is." Like, he's like, "It's not gym. It's something else." I was like, I signed up for it. It was the Marine Corps JRTC, and then that's how I got introduced to it, really. Yeah, Marine Corps. Let's say, and then I got introduced to the whole lifestyle, being in the military, being an infantry guy.
but you were too smart to be a Marine.
No, man, I think no, I'm not smart. Like,
I heard Air Force, you gotta be smart.
Well, like, I don't know, but I'll give you an example though. Like in my high school GPA was a 2.9, so like I was
No way.
I was in dumb people's classes. All right, tech prep classes. I don't know if that's the same thing. College prep,
yeah.
tech prep, still. I was in tech prep like pretty much the whole time till like my senior year. They were like, "Hey, if you want to go to the Citadel, like get your shit together." So I was like doubling up on college prep just so I can get it. But yeah, dumb people's classes for most of the time and whatever. And my whole thing was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go. I'm not even going to worry about college because I'm going to enlist in the Marine Corps and go be infantry, 0300 infantry."
Did you start with Marine Corps?
No, hell no, man.
Army?
Yeah, so like, let's say I was 17. I was talking to a recruiter and I had a job picked up in the Marine Corps, 0300 infantry. I had my contract picked out and everything. But I wasn't 18, so I needed to have my mom sign for me, and she wouldn't. She was like, "No, I'm not gonna sign for you to go to die and whatever." Because this is in like 2006, I think. So it's like there's two wars going on, and she's like, "I'm not signing for you to go die and whatever." And then I think 2 weeks before my 18th birthday, I got my acceptance letter to the Citadel, so I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll go try out the military college and be an officer if it doesn't work out." I really didn't think it was gonna work out. I was like, I'll just drop out and go enlist, And then everything.
So when does flying come into the mix? Were you like, I'm going to go be a foot guy, but then
No,
it's like, no,
so
you're good at
it's
flying?
just right place at the right time, man. It's crazy, but I was at the Citadel, and I was actually talking to our intern today about it. I was like, "Hey, at the Citadel, I was like, I'm going to be a Marine Corps officer." That hit on it. And then day one at the Citadel when you're a knob, I went into the Marine Corps RTC people, and I got yelled at. I was like getting yelled at over something. I can't even remember what it was. Like this dude's just yelling at me. I was like, this sucks. And then, I step out of that. So at the Citadel, I'm sorry about that. There's all branches are there. Air Force.
Yeah.
They even have Coast Guard. So literally, I step out of the Marine Corps office, RTC room, and I have a buddy of mine. He just stepped out of the Army classroom, and he was like, "Hey, Army says the guy says all you have to do is take a PT test here, and you get a bonus, no contract. They're just gonna give you $800 just to take the Army PT test." And I was like, "Man, fuck Marine Corps dudes. Go try out the Army." So I started taking Army RTC classes, and then you get introduced to all the branches and all this stuff. And I was doing civil engineering, so it's like, you know what? I was thinking, I'm doing engineering. I want to do engineering related things in the military. So then the first thing I looked at was the Navy Civil Engineering Corps. But I was trying to get a scholarship so they could pay a little bit of college out for me.
Shit, all of it.
Yeah. And then I went and talked to the Navy folks, and they were like, hey, you need whatever. We'll give you a scholarship, pay for school. But you got to keep a 3.3. And I was like, oh, shit, that ain't going to happen.
I got to do homework.
That ain't going to happen. So then I passed. I went and talked to the Air Force. They have their own civil engineering corps in there. And same thing is like, hey, you want a scholarship? You need a 3.3 GPA. I'm like, well, that's not going to happen in here either. So then I was done with the Marine Corps. I didn't want to do it anymore. And then I went and talked to the Army, and they were like, hey, you can be a combat engineer. All you need is 2.0 and go. So I was like, sign me up. Literally, dude. It was
royalty over here.
Yeah, 2.0 and go. But this is, and I got my Army scholarship in 2008, I think. So this is right around the surge in Afghanistan. So they're they were handing out scholarships like candy. I mean, there were people at the Citadel that had no business, classmates of mine that had no business being officers and whatever. And they were like, yeah, here's a scholarship. Okay, whatever.
Damn.
Now you're going to be an officer. School's paid for. And yeah, but so I got my Army scholarship, combat engineer. I enlisted, thinking out. And then once I'm in the combat engineering role, I realized there's nothing combat engineering related in the Army. Everything's idiot proof. All right.
Right.
There's no math, nothing.
Right.
Literally go in there and kill shit.
Yeah.
Blow ship up or
yeah.
whatever. Everything's dumbed down for you.
Point the gun.
Yeah.
Point the bazooka.
Yeah, that's right.
In
yeah,
the Army
in
now.
In the Army now. Polly Shore shoots it backwards.
Shit backwards.
Well,
Yeah.
everything's dumbed down,
Yeah.
and I'm like, damn, and by that time, I think I was a sophomore, so I was like, I'm an engineer, I think I'm not smart, but I want to be able to use my brain.
Yeah. You're not. I don't want to.
Don't say
I know
you're
you
not
keep
smart.
saying
Yeah.
you're not smart,
Don't
but
say that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You teach me shit.
Yeah.
It's stuff that somebody else.
Yeah.
It's not difficult.
Well,
I'm teaching
you're
you,
not.
man.
You're not.
Yeah.
By their standards, like
Yeah.
Einstein said, you can't judge a fish by its ability
There
to
you
climb
go.
a tree. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
So-
yeah.
But I just stumbled into another guy one day at the Citadel, and he was a combat engineer too. He's like, "Yep, no, I'm going aviation," and I was like, "Damn, dude, I want to do that." So, and aviation is probably not, and the military is not the most physical thing to do,
Right.
but it's probably the thing that you're gonna put your brain to work the most.
Yeah.
All right, because
You want to pull that thing up real quick? What was it called? RPG? 1?
yeah. So I guess this is a video of me in Afghanistan flying.
Your boys in Afghanistan.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, my boys. So there's a lot of things going on. There's stuff you got to be familiar with, fluid dynamics, aviation. Your brain's really, you're not out there.
What
So-
are we looking at?
So can you pause it real quick? I'll give you a little background on this. So this is a 4-ship helicopter mission in Afghanistan in the Helmand Valley in 2018, I think. Maybe 2017. So the guys that are flying this mission right now, I know them very well. And my ramp gunner he's got a GoPro, and he bought this kit where it's a mirror, so like everywhere he looks, it's recording. The GoPro's looking. So he's in the back. You guys like guns? Do you have any guns?
I got a couple.
Yeah. Do you clean them?
I don't need to
Occasionally.
shoot them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Don't you really use them?
so all of us, all the air crew, we carry 2 guns.
I feel attacked.
No,
Do
listen,
I clean
man.
them? Why?
No. Like,
Why?
so,
They're going to jam?
No, well,
I don't want them to jam.
I carried an M9, right, and I kept that one fairly clean. I had an M4. I never touched it, never cleaned it. We did dust landings all the time.
That's why I keep an
The-
AK, because you
the-
ain't got to clean it. That shit will shoot
the-
underwater.
Drop it in the mud.
The chamber's probably dirty or whatever. If I was to pull mine back, it would probably sound like all the dust and whatever. So I never cleaned mine. And the crew chief right here flying in this particular mission probably never cleaned his either. But anyway, so you'll see that, something happens. He gets 3 rounds out, but we're carrying a bunch of Bubbas in the back, Navy SEALs or whoever is, Special Forces probably, in this case. And
Came to fuck shit
yeah,
up.
they,
Their
something
shit's
happens.
Their shit clean.
They got them clean.
Yeah,
This
clean,
shit
get ready
clean.
for the fight. So you'll see it, we'll land and then, stuff. But go ahead and hit play. It's pretty cool.
Let's see what's happening, Hefe.
So you'll see the shadow of the helicopter that used to fly. There's a Chinook.
Here's 150. I got the thrust.
You got the thrust.
Coming down.
You can come down. It looks like it's a grass field. And you got the compound out the right. Keep coming.
Ooh. Oh, that's y'all's ass now,
Where we take the fire
motherfuckers.
from?
That's y'all's ass now, motherfucker.
And there's
Oh, somebody dead.
Coming down.
If they ain't dead, somebody dead.
right. 150 for 5. We are rolling forward. An RPG. Had to be. Yep, it was. We're craft stable. LCTs are going to ground. Ground contact place.
Bro, y'all landed? Oh, them boys on ground. Now it's on now, motherfucker. Don't fuck with the
They're moving. They're
USA.
offload. They're offload.
Mako 1-2 on fires. Were you able to pick up?
Damn,
the
it's a
RPG?
gang of y'all motherfuckers, ain't it?
They're in the compound.
Them boys picked the fight. Them boys.
Good.
What do they say? The mouth wrote a check, the ass can't cash. Them boys
So-
done fucked
so
up now.
These guys in this mission, they stayed on the ground for a little bit, but everywhere we went, we had a big punch. And by punch, I mean we had people in the stack. So I think there's a B1 in the stack on this one, and as soon as they land, they're like, "Hey, we're dropping a 2,000 pound." Or
This is on a
1,000 pound.
helicopter.
What's up?
This is on a chopper?
No, they landed. They stayed on the ground. Hey, they released a bomb. There's a bomber in the stack or flying above this little area.
What is a stack? What does that mean?
So the stack is. There we go. Did you see the bomb?
There was.
Wow. What is this?
5 o'clock.
They dropped the bomb on the dude.
Yeah,
Rewind it a
they
little
did.
bit, Jeffrey. Rewind. I was talking shit.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow. There was.
Maybe a little bit
Wow.
more.
Wind. 5 o'clock.
Yeah, watch them lights right there.
That was the light from shooting it. That's the light from the land.
Yeah, they're shooting.
Them boys shot 3 bullets.
There we go.
Them boys dropped a bomb on their ass.
5 o'clock.
Hell yeah.
Impressive.
Go America. Hey, this shit's gonna drop on the 4th of July, man.
Hey,
So-
listen,
so,
dude, this shit happened under Trump, so cheers. Thanks.
Hey,
Cheers
that's my
to,
problem. I'm voting for a
President
felon,
Trump,
baby.
man.
I'm voting for a felon.
Pour a shot out,
Because
baby. Let's go.
that shit would
We
never,
gotta have some more of that Colombian
Yeah.
before we get off of here.
that shit would have never happened. I experienced. So this is I
Oh
experienced.
yeah. Let's play the videos. Go ahead. Start it over.
This is what I do now. I don't fly helicopters anymore. So
You ain't shooting at nobody no more.
no, nobody's gonna shoot at me. It's great.
So I'm so thankful that you brought some shit to watch. You know, like this is the first.
I had more, man.
Most
I
people bring
apologize.
some bullshit music we gotta listen to and pretend we like. This is cool as fuck.
So this is what I do now.
You don't mean that, man. We love everybody comes on the water fire.
Oh,
man.
that ain't got no sound, so we'll just watch
No,
it.
but it
That's
is-
cool. We'll watch it.
What is
We'll
this
talk
called?
through it.
What do they call it? Docking, right?
No, this is air refueling. So that's a
No, docking is
Yeah,
sexual.
I
I want to
porno
talk. I want
shit.
to talk about that.
Duncan.
next.
I know what Duncan is, dude.
Is this so? Are you filming this live?
No, so yeah, so this is my boom operator in the back, and he set up his cameras. This is
You're flying this plane.
yeah, the plane that's flying that's got the boom. I'm in the front. This is a B-52 bomber getting their gas.
They fuel up that fast?
Yeah, restart it. Here, let's
No,
take a shot. Let's take a shot to the fucking B-52s, man.
B-52.
The love shack is a little place.
Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. That was B-52.
Yeah, that's sick right there, though.
Where was the other video from?
in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan,
Probably somewhere in the Gulf.
an undisclosed location.
No.
So this happens that fast? Y'all fuel them up that fast?
No. So
Is
this is a speed up video.
Oh, okay.
But we
So,
can.
so Danny's flying the plane, not the one that you don't see he's not flying the plane that you see the front of. He's flying the plane you see the ass of.
Yeah. So, there you go. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, dude. The guy flying the plane that you see the front of,
Humans are crafty, bro.
Bro, imagine where we come
Straight
from.
up.
dude.
I mean, the guy flying the second plane is
It's the bomber. Yeah,
that
so,
motherfucker can fly. He can fly.
I'll give you guys perspective on this too. So that B-52 bomber, that thing was built and designed in the early 1960s. The plane that I'm flying now is a 60s plane too. I'm in his 70-year-old plane.
Jesus, look, you have never get worried in the air like, man, these motherfuckers from the 70s just didn't have it together.
It's a good fucking jet, man. The KC-135,
crazy.
I love it. It's got a lot of power. It's fucking great, man.
But
Play that third video too, Jeff.
But
Let's see that one.
you flew helicopters before planes.
Yeah, before that, I flew.
So I've heard, not you know, obviously, but I've heard that everything's backwards.
Hold on, pause it. Let him finish his thought. We'll watch this.
in a helicopter, yeah. So,
Everything's back from a plane.
Yeah, so when I grew up, and I'd say growing up, aviation, so I went helicopters, never flew fixed wing, never flew a Cessna. I went from the Citadel to helicopter school in Alabama, Fort Rucker, Alabama. I never touched a plane, nothing. I knew nothing about aviation. I just showed up, and yeah. But in helicopters, so you fly planes with two hands, right? Usually one's speed and one's altitude. So in a helicopter, this is altitude, this is speed.
So yeah,
Right.
Other hands, yeah.
And an airplane, this is altitude, this is speed.
Really? So what would you rather fly?
Airplanes, man.
Yeah.
Let me.
Do the Blake crawl.
Yeah, helicopters. You know what? The Chinook that I flew, the CH-47, it's a wonderful machine. Very advanced. The last time I took it to Afghanistan, I had the latest model, digital avionics, all this bunch of stuff. Really advanced aircraft, and it kept me alive, man. I land the shit out of it, and waddies, and snap freaking landing gears all the time. Get bullet holes through the blades and all this shit, and she just kept flying. She kept me alive. It was a wonderful machine, very advanced. So advanced, I can put the whole flight plan in the flight computer system, where all I have to do is press a button and she'll come up.
So what's that like? Is that like running a CNC or something, like CAD, like you're
So
fucking
it's,
typing in coordinates and shit, or it's
maybe I guess so. I don't know. It's
yeah.
kind of difficult to explain, but you get some training on it. And a guy like you could learn how to fly it. Really, I mean, 6 months of training will get you there. You could do it, dude.
So
Anybody
you're like,
can do it.
I'm going from here to there.
Yeah.
I want to go this fast, this high.
Yeah. You could input all that stuff in it, and the aircraft will do it for you. And on my last deployment, it really allowed you to be a manager. So you're managing the aircraft systems, doing what it wants you to do. So then you can focus on other stuff. Like, you're looking around. If you're getting shot at, the aircraft's doing its thing. And then if you see an RPG or whatever, you're like, you can get on the radio and like, hey, RPG 6 o'clock, 300 yards. And whoever, it depends on who you have on the stack. When I say the stack, I mean like other people above you. Watching you and backing you up and whatever, they could probably put guns on target and take care of that.
So would you say that's the most advanced craft you've flown?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the most advanced craft you've seen? Like, what would you say is the coolest shit you've ever seen? As a, I mean, or you can't talk about it; it's classified. But what's a craft that you're just like, this is some alien type technology?
No
Nothing like
aliens.
that. Nothing that's just so crazy.
Nothing that they would say is a UFO if they didn't know.
No, because I haven't seen anything like that.
Because I know you showed me.
And the engineer in me, it's like, okay, whatever I look at, whatever it's like it's doing is I get it, or I don't get it. It's like there's some type of math aerodynamics that's making it do that. I've never been like, I don't know. I don't know how they're making it.
Well, I know you
work.
showed me before the pod fueling up a B-1 bomber.
Yeah.
And like to this day, that's the coolest aircraft I've ever seen. And that shit was made in what, the 60s, 70s?
No, so you're thinking the flying wing, the B-2?
I think he's thinking about
like
the
a stealth bomber.
Yeah, the stealth bomber.
They're badass,
yeah.
When was that made? In the
late 80s?
80s?
I think it's 80s,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
It's old technology by now, really.
But it's
They're still badasses. We still America, goddamn.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But
dude.
that's what I guess that's what I'm asking is like, what is the stealth bomber of 2024? Like, what is the bad
Like, what's
motherfucker? Like,
what's that? What's
is that some shit you've
Is this some
seen,
drone
or-
shit?
No, man, but I think based on radar technology and my limited understanding of it, it's all about the angles and the shape of the plane. And there's like triple integrals and differential equations that if you can design the plane to be this shape, it'll like bounce off the wave in a different way that it'll make it look invisible.
I got you.
When I look at the F-35, which is our newest jet, or the F-22, they're supposed to be stealth, but they look like a regular plane. I guess it's just the shape that they are. I guess the way they shape it, it's secretive.
So they found new ways to.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
They're
like,
waiting on Elon Musk to design a jet.
No, I mean
Yeah.
it just makes sense. I've never had it like described to me that way because I thought like growing up, I always thought it was just like you're jamming their radar or something. Like it had some kind of frequency to it. But I like the way you described it, where it's more of like the way it flies and the way that it was designed
Right.
is like when they try to shoot radar at it, it just deflects it. It's not like it's like putting some force field around it. It's more of like the way that the angles of the plane and the way that that it flies, like the radar gets confused.
yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
how I
Like,
understand. I could be wrong.
well, no,
you know.
I mean, it makes
Secret
sense
stuff,
to me,
man.
though.
I'm not in a secret plane. I don't
Yeah.
do anything secret.
I'm in a 1970s
Yeah,
plane.
1960s, the youngest.
But that shit makes
Yeah,
more sense to
yeah.
me. Is like, you know, like
Yeah.
if I was gonna design something, it wouldn't be like, let me make some super crazy tech. It would just be like, hey, how can we design something that like makes you think it's this? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can design it where you shoot radar at it, and it's like, oh, that's a bird. It's like Superman. That's a bird. No, it's a plane.
It's a
No,
plane. That's
fucking
Danny
Superman.
Cruz in this
Yeah.
motherfucker.
That's Danny
Nah,
Cruz.
man, I'm
Hey,
in a-
play this video, Jeff.
Hey, so this is
Show me. Does
so
this
re-
have audio, or we're just watching too?
this is a little bit audio.
Okay.
This goes back to Afghanistan, and I'm parked nearby, so you got to really listen to it. So we're in a fob, and the Taliban shoots a rocket into the base.
What? Them boys is asking for it.
I hope this is it. This might not be it. No, this ain't it. This is not the video.
Somebody just
sorry.
dragged.
it's not.
Somebody dragged their nuts across the screen.
Yeah,
I
sorry,
know how
you're-
them boys
but-
in the
hey,
army.
But this is Afghanistan.
Yeah, that is Afghanistan.
So we
right
just
there.
go over there and set up. We just drop our nuts. Like we're
Yeah.
chilling here. That's
Yeah.
crazy to me too.
God damn
America
dude.
got it.
Because
like
I couldn't
that, too.
imagine if somebody just like decided to drop their nuts in Arizona. It was
What
like,
happened?
we're here.
Well, China's been working on it. You've
That's
seen
some
Dr.
fucked up
Phil
shit.
talking about it, right? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Dude, Dr. Phil's talking about that shit. He's like, yo,
When you say China, you gotta be like China. China.
China.
China.
Dude, the Chinese are buying up a bunch of land next to like major military infrastructure or some shit
Yeah.
around the country.
Yeah,
Around
they
America.
could buy it, but they ain't gonna do this.
Bro, it's
I wish they
a
would.
slow invasion.
Nah.
It's a slow infiltration, dude. Hey,
This is one of my
Listen,
buddies. And
listen,
I don't know if we're waiting for somebody to drop a bomb or something. I can't remember.
Bro, they got mountains in Afghanistan?
Yeah, there's nothing but mountains over there.
Damn.
Yeah.
He could get picked off right now.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
So stuff like that, you don't think about that when you're over there. It's funny to even mention that. But I've had plenty of people like, yeah, I went to Afghanistan twice, and folks would always be like, "Hey, were you ever scared of dying?"
Damn, that man hit him with the hot
They ask you if you're scared of
Yeah,
dying.
it's like, no,
You saw
don't
that?
worry about if you're like if you might die. And
He said,
I never thought about it, man. It never crossed my mind, dude. It
Almost
never-
doesn't seem real.
It just yeah. So I mean, there's some like some of those missions that we would fly. We're coming into land and we're like 10 minutes out, and that's where all hell breaks loose, and you start seeing tracer fire and RPGs and all this shit. And I'm so focused on what I want to do that I don't even think about it. There's not enough brain.
I've never had a job where somebody asked me like, "Hey, you worried about dying?"
No, but I've
Yes.
had people about that. I mean,
Everybody
because
does.
with you, usually that's what you'll talk about with your family. You'll get back from the war and be like, hey, how was it, man? Did you? people are like, "Hey, did you kill somebody?" No, I'm a pilot. I don't kill people. Although I did kill a camel one time.
You killed a camel?
Yeah, I killed a camel.
Did you run him over or you shot
No,
him?
no. So
Disclaimer, PETA, we do not
Yes.
we do not support the killing of animals.
Hey, let me hear about this camel, dude.
So the helicopter has shaft and flare. These little things we shoot out if there's an or like a heat-seeking missile coming at us. We could shoot a little thing that'll distract the missile. But it was a mod, so I've never seen the button. This is 10 years ago, and I was a very new pilot, maybe when I was 24. First time I went to Afghanistan, I was 24 years old. Day one Afghanistan, they're like, hey, we go fly around. And one of the things that we needed to do as our orientation flight was shoot the shaft and flare. So, and there's so I'm flying around, and they're like, okay, it's time to shoot the shaft and flare. I'm like, okay, and I'm like looking around. I was like, I don't know where the button is because it's like a new mod. We don't have the button stateside with the helicopters that we have. We only get the button once we go to Afghanistan. So I'm like, okay, and I'm like looking around. I was like, I don't know where the button is. So but I wasn't gonna be like, yeah, I don't know where the button. That's embarrassing. So I just started pressing buttons. And I press. Yeah, dude. No, well, listen, man.
Ejection, self-destruct.
I pressed the button to jettison all the flares. It jettisoned all the flares at once, man. It was crazy, like back there, and like while it happened, we were flying low, and there was like a camel herd below us going around, and like I flew over it. I didn't see it, but my ramp gunner. He's like, oh, you just hit a camel, and he said he saw the camel. The camel was running, and the shaft hit it. It's like a magnesium ball, like some magnesium like burns at like I don't know, like 1,000 degrees or whatever. It's like a little ball of magma. He's like, yeah. He's like,
it's just a magnesium
Just
ball.
1,000
I
degrees.
think
The
so.
camel.
The fact checkers will correct me on the comments, but but anyways, he said he saw the camel. And the flare hit it, and the camel went down.
Damn,
You're a
that's
fucking
fucked up.
brute, man. What the fuck, that poor
I didn't know,
camel,
man,
dude.
but I didn't know where the damn button was at. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. It's not the smartest people that are in the front seat.
We got respect for camel toes on the water pod.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, camel tail.
Fucking wham,
Wham,
bam, right in the
camel.
camel, right in the camel. Nah, but I mean, I know we passed an hour or whatever, but we've been just having a fucking great time. One thing I definitely wanted to ask you before we kicked off, because we've had some military guys on, not to derail this conversation, but a lot of people struggle when they get out of the military. I know you're still kind of part-time. Like, have you seen that? Have you seen, like, you killed a camel, so you might think about it at night, but...
Yeah.
You know, you showed us RPG people. Like, have you seen that? Do you have buddies that's just struggled with what they had to do or what they have to do or things like that? Or do you ever struggle, like, thinking, like, I gotta fly this plane, and every time you fucking start
I want to be like, dude, I ain't a bitch. You know what I mean? I'm just
right.
no, man. I don't think I've ever thought about it. I definitely have friends that lose sleep over the shit they did, even if it's just like landing on a dude. We landed on a dude one time.
Yeah. So when you gear up, you're more thinking like this is to put food on my table and to keep people, fighting the good fight. That's how you look at it, or
no? Like every time I flew, like I just thought about it as like there's people that are putting their lives in my hands, and they depend on me.
Ah, okay.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
So
Like,
you're not looking at it as I'm going to hurt people. You're looking at it as I'm in charge of the people that are with me.
Yeah,
and we're all getting back safely.
that's right. And
Okay.
thankfully for me, like I
that.
didn't lose anybody. We got the closest one that we had was a dude that he got like a bullet like went by his neck, and it gave him a big old like 3rd-degree burn, but that's about it. Maybe if I would have lost somebody, I would feel different, but
But you've had success. Yeah.
We're in the shed, man, and we didn't lose anybody. We had dudes that get like really fucked up, but none of the guys that I knew.
I mean, I'm glad.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
to know.
yeah.
It's good to hear
Yeah.
those success stories.
I'm glad to hear your perspective of like,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of times we look at it as like, damn, dude, you went over there and fucked people up, but I don't know if I've ever really heard it in that perspective of like us five right now, or us four, excuse me, like we leave this house and we're going on a mission, and it's like all four of us are getting back. Like, I don't give a fuck what's in front of us, what's behind us, around us. Like, I'm not here to tell you whether what we're doing is right or wrong or good or bad. It's just like, I left this place with y'all four motherfuckers, and I'm coming back with y'all four motherfuckers.
It's never,
You know what I'm
it's never
saying?
even
Like,
crossed my mind that we wouldn't.
yeah,
right?
yeah. And I like that it's like, when I take this fucking plane off, whoever's on this plane and is supposed to come back with this plane is like, that's what I truly care about. You know what I mean? Like, and I guess that would probably help you sleep at night, to know that like you're like, you know, I accomplished getting these guys to go where they needed to go and getting them back. You know, I don't need to think farther into like the politics or the right or wrong of it. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
I have a question. So you've been around the world, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much around the world. And I know that when you go to these places, you pretty much have to hang around the bases. Area-ish, right?
In the Air Force, not anymore.
Well, the question that I want to ask you is, like, what is, like, your favorite country that you've been to?
America.
I mean, obviously, America's
You know
the
what?
shit. But
I'm an American. I know where my roots are from.
this is coming out of the 4th of July, baby. Let's let I'm proud to be American.
I'm an American. I felt like I'm betraying the country. I should wear an American.
But like, I haven't been
USA
to
play today, even though
That's
they
what's
lost.
beautiful
That
about
sucks.
America.
I haven't
You
been to
can wear that.
Japan. Like, I haven't been to
Man,
Korea. Like, I
so
want to know.
I've
like,
been, dude. I love all these fucking places, man. Germany's fucking cool. Spain, I love Spain. England, I love England.
yeah, I
I
heard a
love
lot
going
of bad
to
things
England.
about England.
No, man. So you just been, maybe where I hang out in England, I go hang out with the degenerates and people, the old people, and everybody's getting drunk and whatever. Japan, man, is very awesome, dude. It's people take Japan. You gotta go experience the culture. It's different. Every culture is different.
Yeah, my dad told me that. It's just
so
like
they
super
take-
respectful.
They're
like,
respectful,
they
dude.
Take your shoes off,
yeah,
type shit.
and
They take
they-
pride in their
They
country.
take pride, man. Like, you can see a janitor, and the dude's Japanese is like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be a master janitor. And they take pride in being a fucking.
That's
janitor.
cool, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because in Japan, you don't see, or at least when I was there, a couple times I've been there, there's no fucking migrants or nothing like that doing all the shit jobs. Like, it's a fucking Japanese dude doing all the fucking work.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if it's like landscaping or being a janitor.
Yeah,
Like everything.
and like you said, if he's
Yeah.
landscaping, the motherfucker's trimming every
Yeah, dude,
leaf.
he's like,
Like,
yeah,
he's
it's like, hey, you know, I'm
pristine.
gonna be a landscaper. I'm gonna be a master landscaper.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So-
how I look at life. Like,
so
everything. I master that
I went
shit.
to a restaurant and I was talking to like the sushi guy, and I was like, "Hey man, like, you know, like, what are you, a sushi chef?" And he's like, "No, to be a sushi chef, you gotta be like a master sushi chef, and that takes 10 years." And you gotta work 10 years under a master sushi guy for me to like even like compete for the title and all this shit. So I was like, damn, that's like dedication right there. you know?
I don't know if this
But-
is true. You probably know way more than I do, but I've read that in like Japan, like how in America when we send our children to kindergarten and shit, like to learn arithmetic, shit like that, the first like 2 or 3 years life of a child's like development years is about manners.
Yeah,
I really don't know about Japan if that's the case or not, but it's a beautiful country. You guys should go
but
see
they
it.
are respectful. Like, it's like
Everything,
it's all
like,
about
they
honor.
They learned about
Honor.
being social
Yeah.
and like
Honor
being,
yourself,
being
honor
honored.
the people around you,
Having
yeah.
pride in, like you said, pride in being a landscaper. They probably have pride in being like a human being. Like
Yeah.
Okinawa.
they
Okinawa.
big about their family too.
That's what I was going to say.
their
Like
name,
Okinawa has like the most people over 100 years old per capita in the entire world.
Yeah.
and they treat their elderly
Well, that's
like
because they eat
gold.
rice and fish. But
Dude, the 100-year-old people over there fucking garden every day. Like there's people
Yeah.
104 years old
Yeah.
out there picking roses.
Yeah.
And shit. Like they take their elderly like very, very serious.
Yeah.
Like they treat them with the
it's all
highest
honor,
respect.
respect.
It's
Like,
honor,
yeah,
respect,
you're
dude.
dishonoring the
Not
family.
America.
Nah,
Just honor family.
we don't give a
Don't
fuck.
say that.
We don't give a fuck around here.
Not right.
Well, like my last, I guess my last question to you would be because earlier I picked up on something where you were saying when you were about to go into the military, you wanted your mom to sign off on that, and she wouldn't. So is your mom from Colombia as well?
Yeah, she's from Colombia. She went back to
And
Colombia.
this might be digging too deep, and you ain't got to talk about
No,
if you
let's
want.
go.
But why didn't you ask your dad?
Oh, he was in Colombia. So
your mom was here, and your
yeah,
dad
she had
stayed
full
in Colombia.
custody. My parents divorced when I was 5.
Okay.
So my dad stayed in Colombia. He never came. So when I came to America, it was just my mom and my sister.
So you had to ask your mom.
Yeah,
Okay,
she had full custody. Yeah.
got
Yeah,
you.
So
Do you still fuck with your dad? I
My
mean,
dad
that's a bad way to put it. But,
yeah, my dad passed away in 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Okay. Did y'all have a good relationship?
Yeah,
at that
man.
time?
My dad was cool
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I just wondered because I picked up on it. I was like, you know, you asked your mom to sign. I was
No.
like, well, where
yeah,
was
I was
Pops
very
at?
very close to my dad. I mean, even after my parents got divorced, I called him all the time. And when I was in Colombia, I would go stay with him on weekends.
Right. So
so-
when you went back to Colombia, that's yeah. So you still have
Yeah.
family in Colombia
My
too?
whole family's in Colombia.
Okay.
yeah.
Your mom's still here, or
No, the only family I have in the States is my sister. I have
Really?
an older sister I came to the United States with, and she's in Charlotte.
okay.
Yeah, my whole family's in Colombia. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
Now
cool.
I'm forgetting Spanish too. Yeah.
He told me he knows the Spanish of a
Yeah.
10-year-old Colombian boy.
Yeah, I know. It's like, dude, I'm gonna have to break the seal real quick, dude. I hate to do
That's
this.
okay.
It's
No,
like-
we're about
we're about to
we're
shut it
done.
down. We're about to
We're
shut it
done.
down.
We're
We're about to
done,
shut it
man.
down.
I really appreciate you coming
Yeah.
on,
It's
man.
been a good one.
Everybody.
We don't have to stop, man. I mean, we can keep going.
No, no,
This
no.
is
It's good.
This
It's
is
good.
A lot of editing.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Major Danny Cruz, man.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Thank you so much for your service. I appreciate you coming on, man. And vibing
Hey,
with
go
us.
Air
Thank you
Force.
so
Go Air
much.
Force.
Yeah, go Air Force.
Anybody out here
Go
thinking
Air
about
Force. And I know you
Go
keep
Air
saying
Force.
he keeps saying like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, I'm fucking going against America wearing the Colombian shit, but.
He serves.
That's what
he
Ameri-
serves for us, man.
But
That's
nah,
no
man, I
doubt.
mean that's what America's about, bro. Like
right,
it's
man.
about like it's the only country in the world where all cultures can come together. You know, like my family's fucking Irish. You know, Scottish, Irish, English, Gypsies. You know, like we're. I mean, I'm a fucking mutt. You know what I mean?
European mutt.
Like you said, like you're Italian and
Kentuckian.
Kentucky fucking. You know,
Kentuckian.
I didn't know you were Kentuckian, man.
yeah,
I got a
Kentucky
little
and
bit
all
of
that
that,
shit.
yeah.
So
Hey,
it's
you know,
beautiful.
you guys, both of you guys are true Charlestonians. Some of that.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely,
That's where I'm
definitely.
from, baby.
Charleston
I'm
all day.
a transplant, is what
Yeah.
they say.
I'm gonna be Caper Islander.
Yeah. Hey,
In a few
you guys
minutes.
should go there, man. We should go check it out.
We're
dude.
fucking
Let's
going.
go.
You got a boat, right?
Yeah.
20
Yeah,
minutes.
let's go,
But
man. Like,
we
if
can
you-
teach you. Like, hold on. We'll teach you because you said Charlestonian. It's Charleston.
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 'Cause I'm from
We
Charleston.
from
Yeah,
Charleston.
there you go.
We from Charleston. Shout out Major Danny Cruz, my boy cousin Sal, my
Hey.
co-host, my man behind the cam,
El
Foolish.
Jefe.
El Jefe. Hey, he got. I'm about to give him the Colombian necktie right now.
Hey, can I do a quick shout out?
Yeah,
shout
please
out
do,
to
please do.
my wife and my
Yeah.
little one, Hazel.
Hey, what's up,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Hazel?
and shout out to Reed.
Oh, Reed Walters?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up,
And
man?
shout out Dalton. I keep
Hey,
hearing about
Dalton,
fucking Dalton.
Dalton.
You come on here and I'll
Yeah.
tell you about
Hey,
your
man.
music taste. You
My man D.
motherfucker,
Cross.
you.
Yeah, he said he's Monk's Corner, dude.
Yeah. That's the
Proud,
corner
right,
boy, man.
right, born and raised.
Hey, well, like we
Corner.
always say, man, think harder, work smarter. If you want it to grow, just add water. It's the water pot. Peace.
Yeah.